Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of Eating on a Budget. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, nutritious, and very fulfilling family meal for $4.86 that can be eaten for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You're going to need a loaf of bread, which this loaf of bread costs 88 cents. A $1.99 8-ounce bag of shredded Italian cheese blend. Any cheese you like or have on hand will work. Even cream cheese, or a combination of shredded cheese and cream cheese. Parmesan is my favorite, but this is a budget meal, so even cheap Parmesan is a little pricey. But if you have it laying around, feel free to use it. You also need a dozen large eggs, which these cost 99 cents. And 2 cans of spinach, which were on sale for 2 for $1. Yes, canned spinach, which nobody dislikes more than I do on its own. Canned spinach reminds me of the slop that comes out of the bottom of a lawnmower when you wash it off. But it really works in this meal. And yes, you can use fresh spinach, which is even better. But it takes a lot of fresh spinach to equal the amount that's in these cans. So fresh spinach is more expensive, which obviously doesn't work very well when you're on a budget. But use what you have or what you can afford. You can also use frozen spinach, which works fine. But once it thaws out and you drain all the water out, there's not a whole lot of spinach in those little boxes. So obviously you'd have to buy more, which in the end makes your meal cost more. So you guys are going to have to trust me. In my opinion, even though it looks and smells awful right out of the can, canned spinach works best for this dish. Especially once the dish is done, the canned spinach makes a total transformation and tastes nothing like canned spinach. I know right now this doesn't look like it's going to be much of a meal, but trust me, it's going to be a delicious and fulfilling meal. This meal brings back a lot of memories from when I was a kid and my family was struggling when my father was unemployed for a long time. We'd eat this at least once, but sometimes twice a week. But even when we were struggling, my father always found a way to make something nutritious and delicious. So the first thing you want to do is dump the 2 cans of spinach into a colander. And you guys gotta admit, that looks just like wet grass trimmings, doesn't it? Once the spinach is in the colander, use something to press all the moisture out. I just use a potato masher, but you can use anything you like, including your hand or your foot if you like. The important thing is, you want this spinach to be as dry as possible. Now here's all the excess water we pressed out of the spinach. Now either discard the spinach water or pour it into your favorite smoothie. I was just kidding about that, but if you happen to do it, let me know how it turned out. Once all the excess water is squeezed out of the spinach, add it to a dry frying pan over medium heat. And cook it for a few more minutes, just to get as much of the remaining moisture out as you can. And now, it looks even more so like the grass trimmings out from underneath the lawnmower. How appetizing. After cooking for a couple minutes over medium heat, all the excess moisture is gone. Now add a half a stick of butter. And if you don't have butter, you can use leftover bacon grease or any other kind of fat you have laying around, or a little bit of cooking oil. And then mix it in with the spinach. And then add the dozen eggs that you've beaten like they stole your lunch money. Now season them with a combination of salt, pepper, granulated garlic, and granulated onion. Or you can use whatever combination of seasonings you like. Now give the spinach, the eggs, and the seasonings a good mix. And you just want to make sure everything is well combined and there's no big clumps of spinach. and then continue to mix for a minute or so until the eggs are almost done. And then turn the heat off and add your cheese. The residual heat from the pan will finish cooking the eggs without overcooking them and melt the cheese. I really do not like overcooked eggs. If you want your eggs cooked a little bit more, leave the heat on. I went ahead and added the full 2 cups of cheese right now, but if you want to add half now and then sprinkle a little bit more in the end, that'll be fine too. Now fold the cheese, the eggs, and the spinach all together and make sure that all the cheese is mixed in and melted. And then it's time to eat. Now, if you're wondering what the bread was for, it was for toast. So figure about 2 pieces of bread per serving. Or if you have younger kids, 1 piece of bread per serving. Then put your toast on the plate. And if you happen to have the other half a stick of butter laying around, you can certainly butter your toast. And there you have it. Italian cheesy eggs and spinach on toast. Again, I know this meal doesn't look like much, but this is one of the simplest, most nutritious, and protein-packed meals that you can make for your family for under $5. Besides this meal being simple, nutritious, and packed full of protein, it's also creamy, cheesy, savory, and absolutely delicious. This is one of those meals where a little bit goes a long way. 2 pieces of this cheesy eggs and spinach toast will fill your belly in no time. Whether you're on a budget or not, this is one of my favorite meals. And it might be one of your favorite meals too if you decide to give it a try. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this video with your family and friends. And I'll see you soon.